Alright, having a issue here with this thing. Gigi has never liked this little bar that they put on here. This right here is a problem. You're always bumping into them on the corners. But she's never liked the thing. I mean, she likes it to have a place to put stuff, just to set stuff up there, you know. But our blow dryer is usually laying up here or something. But walking around this thing is bad, and there's no way of fixing this. I mean, I could cut it off, but then there's no way of finishing that corner to look like this. You know, there's no way of matching it that I'm aware of, unless you can find the same exact stuff. So, but anyway, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the whole thing off, and got a pretty good board out there, and she likes wood, so I'm going to fix a board this long. Wood, and I'm going to round the corners off and just put some polyurethane on it. If she likes that and likes the way it looks, then I'll replace this with that. Alright, that's the first step. Trying to figure out what she needs. But every time she bumps into this, she'll cut herself right there on the edge. It'll cut her arm or makes little bruises like it does on mine right there. You know, if you hit something, it'll bruise it. So I'm just going to replace that thing right there. Alright, let's get started. Alright, I found a board that I can use. And I went ahead and cut this little, it had a little bottom strip on it. And I went ahead and cut that off before I thought about recording. But the board that's in there is 8 1/4 wide, and this is maybe 8 3/4, give or take. So this one will work just about perfect. And I think it looks pretty good. So now I gotta cut it to length, and I think I'm gonna use this end right here, because it looks better. So I'm going to cut about 2 foot and 1 inch across this way, and then maybe round off the corners. All right. All right, now I gotta square that off a little bit for sure. Gotta get our sander out, sand it down, and I think that'll be a good replacement. After we get it sanded down, straightened out a little bit here, and then put some clear coat on it, I think we'll be good. I don't know, we'll look. May end up putting some stain on it, but for the most part, I think I'm happy with that. Alright, let's do some sanding. Especially right here, I gotta get the barrel sander out for this because it's a little crooked. Almost the blade was kind of slanted out a little bit. So, alright, let me get my barrel sander out and then see if we can't take some of this off, this finish off, and then put another finish on it. Alright. One good rule of thumb when you're plugging in an electric barrel sander or a belt sander or something like that, always never set it down and plug it up. Always turn it over and plug it up, because sometimes you'll forget and have that thing on automatic, and when you plug it up it takes off. See where there we go. Didn't have it off. Okay. You may have it on automatic and it'll take off running with you. Alright, let me see if we can't get a little of this thing sanded off. Alright, just a quick tip. When you're using like polyurethane, you do not do like you do on paint. When you're using paint, you shake it up. Stir it or shake it up. On this, you never, ever stir it. Shake it. Always stir it. Clean board. Stir it slow. You want that stuff off of the bottom, is all you're trying to do. If you shake it, you'll get bubbles, air bubbles, in your finish. So I'm gonna stir this just a little bit, and then we'll put a coat of the polyurethane on that thing. Oh yeah. Alright, got a coat on the top or bottom. I don't know which one she wants. This one's going to be a little lighter than the other side. But I got a coat on it. I'm going to let it sit out here in the sun and dry out. And then we'll flip it over and put a coat on the other side. Alright, another tip, if you don't want to use 20 paint brushes, get you a bag or a baggie or a grocery bag, and what you want to do is stick this right down into the corner, right there. Get it down in the corner and then get the air out of it right there. And just roll it up, and it'll be good until tomorrow, maybe even the next day, as long as you don't get no air in it. Alright, we'll break it out tomorrow and see if we can't do the other side. Alright, still got to do a little bit of sanding on it just to get the little rough spots off of it. It's you can always feel it, just very light sand in there, but this is this is like the dark side, I think, and this is the light. No, this is the darker side right here. So I don't know which one she'll want up. but the edges are lighter than the dark side. And apparently the wood has been stained on this side, and I didn't go deep enough to get it all off, which you'll have to go real deep to get all that off to make it completely white again. But she might want the dark up. I like this lighter side myself. But either one she wants, she can have. But for now, it's finished, I believe, other than just some light sanding to make it smoother. Alright, here's where we figure out how they attach this thing. They could have screws or nails. It's a mobile home, probably with some little nails right in the center if I'm a guessing man. Well-built mobile home, but still a mobile home. So I'm sure it don't have screws. I use screws. Let me see if we can't get that thing off there. There we go. Rip off this little end part, but we're not using that anyway. Much easier than I thought it was going to be. It's just 2x, which I figured, and then some little tack nails. No, they're screws from the bottom. They screwed it on from here. They opened that before they put this on. They screwed that on from the bottom. That's amazing. That's pretty well built, considering it's a mobile home. It's not a bad deal. So I gotta get rid of these before I do anything else. So let me get something to cut these off, and then I can set my board down on there. Alright, I think I got a plan. Use my old Dremel. See if we can just cut those off, and then we'll see if we can't fit that on there and see what it looks like. Well, I bet that's warm. But it's cut. It is cut, but I don't like all the sparks, and it's not smooth with the bottom anyway. So I'm gonna have to put something over here anyway. So I'm gonna go get a pair of pliers. See if I just can't just clip them things off. Alright. I got a piece of tape on here. Where it's where it needs to be right there. It's even on both sides. So it needs to be right there. And I got a little deal clamped underneath to show you where the wall is over here. So when I set it down, I'm going to set it down right this tape part right down on here, and it should be level this way. You know what I'm saying? Because whenever I set it down, they can sit down anywhere. So what I'm going to do is set it down right next to the inside. The inside? Yeah, the inside of it. Alright, so let me pull this up, put some glue down, and see if I can't get it back down on there. Alright, let me pick this up. Well, I don't really want a lot on there. So, and I don't know if that stuff will even stick, because it's pretty old. Let me try. Set this right there. And set it down right there. Should be close. Alright, we're gonna let it sit there and see if it'll see if this stuff will even work. I don't even know if this stuff is, I broke a end off because it was already open, and I tried to get it open. I don't know if that stuff's any good or not. We'll see. We'll see here in a little while. We'll see. Let me get our jump back off there. Alright, there's the final result. I'm not sure. I don't want to move it because I'm not sure if it's set or if it's even gonna set, that old glue. But if it's set, it's in the right place. It looks pretty good. And she can set stuff on top. That's what she usually sets on top. glasses or hair dryer or something like that when she's doing her hair in here. But at least she doesn't have she's got rounded edges now. She doesn't have a squared edge where she can hurt herself. So we're gonna say that that's good, and we're gonna say that's finished. I'm pretty happy with it, considering I can't see and don't do too good on working these days, but I'm pretty happy with that, and I think Gigi will be. All right, you guys take care, stay safe. Talk to you later.